It's a real honour to be here to support CRY once again. For the last 3 years of being in Parliament and since meeting Graham and Anne, it has been absolutely one of my primary focuses to support other families who do so much, where they have felt such great loss and such great pain. And I led an adjournment debate back in October 2015 to raise the awareness with the public and the government of the statistic that we believe is far too low of 12 young people dying every week under the age of 35. And one of my other roles is as Minister for Youth, which is a little bit scary. But the reality is these are our wonderful young people that many of you have brought into the world, loved and cherished, and given them the opportunity to go and make their way in the world. And many of them always enjoying a sport that they love and doing all the right things, and you have lost them so cruelly. And I remember Graham and Anne's face when I spoke about their dear daughter in Westminster, and the pride and pain, and I can see them again tonight. And I do, everybody who's come here tonight, who is using every sinew to change things for other families, I absolutely salute you, and I promise in this particular role, this is one of my missions to make a change. So Graham's daughter Claire and Anne's daughter Claire, I mustn't forget that, sorry, two of you, yes. We sadly lost before I met them in 2013. She was 22, she was newly married. She was having a wonderful weekend on a hen weekend. She was in a spa, and that sign where it says if you have a heart condition, do not get into a jacuzzi. And she got into the jacuzzi. There was no defibrillator, and she couldn't be saved. And Graham and Anne have used that ability to make change by lobbying George Osborne back in Botley in 2014 to say this should never happen. And so they managed not to get 1 million out of Mr Osborne. They got £2 million for defibrillators to go across the country to be distributed, and they have not stopped. I know you've all stopped tonight, stepped away from the ovens. I know you're ready for your bake sales, but they have not stopped. They came to Westminster last week to meet with Matt Hancock, the Secretary of State for Health, to talk with the good doctor here, and well, we're surrounded by wonderful doctors here, to make their case about why we should be really listening to what's happening with our young people. So we've heard tonight 2 out of 3 men, 71% of women between 18 and 34 would like the opportunity to check their heart, and it's absolutely right that we as a government try to find a way to do that. So let me tell you how I'm using my new role, and you'll be pleased to know as soon as I got into the department, I think we have a duty when it comes to safeguarding. And it's not just about reporting the things that we're concerned about on the pitch or in the community. It's, are people fit and healthy? Should they be taking part? What risks are they taking under? And I'm fed up with hearing people doing fantastic things, raising money for charity, and they don't come home. And why? We don't know why. And as Wales Minister, I found that 2 young people who had families did not come home from raising money and doing a half marathon, and that's wrong. We need to do something about this. So my department has asked Baroness Tanny Gray-Thompson to carry out an independent review of duty of care, and I'm asking our department to make sure that that covers whether we should be partaking in those particular areas of sport. What risks are we putting ourselves under? What robust measures can we see? Governing bodies are of course responsible for the regulation of their sport and ensuring that their appropriate measures are taken in place. And with that in mind, I think we should be looking at when people are taking on a superhuman challenge, they're going out there for something that matters to them, are they doing it in a safe way? And there's an opportunity, I think we can do something about that. We've heard with Graham and the provision of defibrillators in leisures and sports clubs. I think there's work on an app, but I have been there in a cardiac arrest situation, and you need help at that point. Where do you go to get support? And I think we need to be making sure as a government, if we can find out where our nearest takeaway is, where is our nearest defibrillator? And why are they not on planes? And why are they not used on planes? These are questions that have been ducked for far too long. We've heard tonight that screening has been proven to work, and I think when the next review of the National Screening Committee comes together, I will be absolutely pushing for the urgent need for systematic screening. We've seen with the FA that they can work with the British Heart Foundation. There is £1.2 million investment into external defibrillators. And there is some great initiatives. But let's join this up. Let's not have a situation that too many of us have been in. And I will use every sinew that I have in this role to support families and friends and the youngsters who lose their loved ones and their friends. And I know that's been a focus that this charity has had before about what that means to people, to try and make changes and see that we do not end up with so many families who could be in such a better place. Enjoy the rest of the evening. Carry on doing what you're doing. Enjoy your bake sales, and do, of course, write to me and keep communicating about what you feel government should be doing. And my door and my action to do something about that is absolutely there, and please do use that opportunity. Thank you very much.